Hello, 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 everybody. It's Linda Lippin from Linda Lippin Pilates, the Pilates Teacher Mastermind, and the Strong Bones Osteoporosis Program. And today we are going to be talking about how to automate your online business. Now, of course, I talk about this specific to Pilates instructors because a lot of my audience are Pilates instructors. And I'm a
Mhm.
Pilates instructor. So, of course, the title is Automating Your Online Pilates Business, but I'm letting you know, my friends, that this information will be applicable to anybody and everybody who serves
Mhm.
clients online and is dealing with finding time in your day to go between your email thing and your blog thing and your website thing and where you're serving your programs. It can just be a huge, giant time suck, right? And a huge pain. So I met Tamra. You guess where? Guess where, my friends? In the Advance Women's Expert Network, where have met so many fabulous women who really know their shit and really know what they're doing. And it's refreshing and it's exciting. And I'm happy to be able to bring this to you. So, Tamra is a wife, mom, entrepreneur, certified business coach, rock music lover, tech geek, and loves to travel. I'm sure that this past year and a half has been very difficult for you. You're having a love of travel. If you're getting any echo, Tamra, turn the volume down on your iPhone because that's
Okay.
probably where it's coming from. Um,
Okay.
and we might still have a little, and that's okay because that's just how it goes.
I'm not hearing any echo on my end.
No, me neither. Oh, it's perfect. So exciting. And I
Good.
hope everybody who's listening is appreciating my new microphone. I
You
sound
sound amazing.
right? No, seriously. So
Yeah.
much better than because I was just using my headphone mic when I spoke to you earlier, right?
Mhm.
It's a huge difference, just a
Mhm.
huge difference.
Mhm.
Now, Tamra is like the multitasking queen. And interesting that what she did was when she decided that she had enough of the giant time suck of going through all of these different places to deal with
Mhm.
her business, and also even getting overwhelmed by that starting an online business. You're like, what do I sign up for? What do I do? Where do I go?
Mhm.
That you have really figured out a solid way and a cost effective way of there you go. You had like a moment on Instagram and now you're back. And a
I
cost
don't know what
effective
happened
way,
there.
right, of streamlining and automating online businesses.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
where are we talking to you? Where are you?
I I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I live full time now. Yep. Try to get out of here a
Lovely.
little bit in the summertime, as you can imagine why, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's a beautiful place to be.
Yes. That is great. I can tell you're having a lot more sun right now. And here it's 5 o'clock and dark because
Right.
I'm in New York City.
Yeah.
So there
Oh,
we are. Most of Tamra's clients, the people who she most likes to serve, are actually the people I most like to serve, and that's women over 50.
mhm.
Whether you're doing your online business as a Pilates teacher, whether you have osteoporosis and need appropriate exercise to help you with that. So, Tamara, a lot of my audience I know because they talk to me and they ask these questions, and I look at what
Mhm.
people post online and what they ask about online. A lot of
Mhm.
them aren't even sure what the element, what the different elements are that people need to have an online business, let
Mhm.
alone be overwhelmed by the number of
Exactly.
them. So
Yeah.
I thought we'd kind of start there.
Mhm.
What are those basic building blocks that you not only need to start your online business, but continue your online business?
Mhm. Mhm. It's such a good question. I think, pre-COVID, the barrier to entry was pretty low. I mean, you didn't need a fancy website. You didn't need to have a lot of sales funnels and a lot of the automation because there wasn't as many coaches and consultants in the space. I do think now, having a lot more people come into the space during the pandemic and having to pivot online, that it is important to think about where could you up level your game a little bit? Where could you elevate your presence and elevate your branding online? So what you need, I believe, in my opinion, for an online business is definitely a website, even if it's only 1 or 2
Mm.
pages. And I think you really need a lead magnet opt-in of some kind to bring people into your world, to add value to them and let them get to know you a little bit. And then from there, you can offer a whole bunch of other components with your digital online course. You don't need to. A lot of people do a lot of their coaching and deliver a lot of their service through Zoom. And so that's fine too. But if you're so inclined to have an online digital course, that's getting to be more and more popular now
Mhm.
because people want to be able to do more with less time. And that's one way to do it. But I think those are really the bare bones things that you do need.
Right. And then, and then of course, as you level up, then you need a payment processor, right? There's still
Right.
people taking their
Right.
online payments, by the way, through personal Zelle and Venmo. I can't, but but
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
still
No.
an actual thing that people are
Mhm.
doing, and which
Mhm.
I always counsel people not to do because there's a whole lot of
Mhm.
back end support, especially in terms of chargebacks and refunds and other kinds of
Yes.
weirdness that you get when you go through like a Stripe or a PayPal, an actual
Mhm.
payment processor. That's why they're
Mhm.
charging you 3%. That's part of the fee, is
Yes.
that support. But
Yes.
and then even if so then you want like a place for people to be able to get the lead magnet, get on
Mhm.
the email list, maybe be supported that way,
Mhm.
maybe make phone calls and scheduling, right?
Right.
Because
I think
scheduling
an
is a huge thing.
yes, I do think an online scheduler is super important because I feel like gone are the days where you can be emailing people back and forth on a regular basis and trying to find a time to meet in each other's calendar that way. People are so busy now, and especially working from home, they're calendared out to segregate work from family life. And so having that online calendar is super important. And like you said, the ability to take payment from a reputable source is also key.
Right. Now, I mean, if you guys haven't priced any of this stuff out, if even if you do a basic Squarespace, website hosting, which is pretty much where a lot of people go because it's
Mhm.
easy and people know it and the SEO is decent and you can, hook in your payment processing through them, you're still
Mhm.
looking, at a solid, couple $100 there. Then you're looking at your
Mhm.
email stuff. That's usually, I think, between 20 and 40 a month, even for a starter plan.
Mhm.
Right? Then you move
Exactly.
into your scheduling software. And realistically, for most of them, to start taking payments, you have to have a paid plan. Like they
Mhm.
give you a free scheduler for doing like your connect calls and coffee chats, but not so much
Mhm.
for running money through the site. So if
Mhm.
you need that streamlined, then you're looking at another, $20 a month there. And then you
Mhm.
need possibly a place to host your programs, possibly your online studio, whatever it is that you're doing with that. That's
Mhm.
going to cost you more money. And then all of a sudden you find that you're spending, seriously, easily $300 a month
Yeah.
without any bells and whistles, just
Yeah. Yeah.
and you have to go to 14 different places to do these things or try to
Mhm.
connect to them with an IFTT or a Zapier.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And oftentimes those sound easy to use, and they're supposed to be easy to use, but they're not always easy to use. They don't
Right.
always work. When you think they're connected, sometimes they drop. And so, yeah, it's better not to have to rely on too much of that patching stuff together if you can avoid it.
Yeah. I've also found that, you know, um, having worked in, many Pilates studios here in the States, everyone pretty much uses Mind Body Online.
Mhm.
And It is basically what I found, my experience of it, and this is, both an admin side and a user side, is that software like that just gets super bloated because
Right.
they're trying to pack in stuff for everybody.
Mhm.
And then what ends up happening is stuff goes down. You don't end up using half the stuff that you have. And then the fee keeps
Mhm.
going up. So suddenly you're spending 300 something a month, like just for that.
Right.
And people still
Right.
aren't having that great of a user experience, including the admins who spend a ridiculous amount of time on the phone with
Right.
tech support.
And exactly. And then what happens is you find yourself locked out because you can't remember the login because you have so many different logins to different programs that you're pulling together. Or you say to yourself, I'm going to teach my VA to do this. I don't want to have to worry about this piece of it anymore. But when do you have time to teach the VA, right? It's a cycle. Busy entrepreneurs who are successful tend to not have time to spend on this in order to continue to grow their business.
Right.
So,
Now,
and yeah, it
what I
can just
find
get really frustrating.
it does, and it gets bloated and frustrating. You're not sure what you need. You're in 14 different places. And then
Mhm.
what I always found interesting is that the software developers who have been developing like the all-in-ones, right? So your
Right.
Kajabis, your Teachables, your Kartras, there's many of them now. Um,
Yeah.
they are still relatively highly priced, I think, for what they're delivering. They come out
Mhm.
at this level where they try to be like a tiny bit lower than what you would pay if you were cobbling it all together yourself.
Yeah.
And I find that they don't always tend to do everything really well. It becomes
Right.
kind of that jack of
And
all trades thing. So,
exactly. And most importantly, Linda, you don't have somebody, a live person on the other end teaching you how to use it or helping you
right.
onboard. You are given a set of digital recordings to watch and teach
Mhm.
yourself, or a catalog of Loom videos or something online that you need to read to learn how to do it. Or you're searching on YouTube yourself, trying to dig through. Maybe somebody else has posted a YouTube on how to do this because I'm stuck. And even sometimes when you're trying to buy those products and you want to just a demo, even, you don't get a live person. So I think that's one of the
Right.
keys to making sure when you pick an automation platform that you're getting the support you need in the way that you need it. Because not everybody needs the one-on-one white glove onboarding experience, but a lot of busy entrepreneurs prefer that. They just as soon have somebody do it for them than or teach their VA to do it for them than have to pull away from revenue generating activities to do this themselves.
Right. And that's what I want everyone to remember is that even though arguably all the time that we spend working on and in our business is
Hmm.
ultimately towards revenue, right? So
Right.
there's an argument to be made that even the time suck can be, revenue producing. But how much more fun would your life be if you didn't have to spend all those hours doing that stuff and you could either serve your clients or take some time off, which and either
Hmm.
one I'm a huge fan of. Serving more clients,
Hmm.
awesome. Taking more time off, also awesome. So,
Yes, exactly.
I think there are
And
places where we don't have to be doing it all.
yes, absolutely. And I find what you said earlier about when you buy a program and you just kind of scratch the surface of it and you're not really utilizing the power of that platform, that's so often what happens with busy ambitious entrepreneurs is they'll buy a software, they'll start to implement, get a few things going, but they really never utilize it to its full capacity. So they're leaving opportunity on the table. And that's where I think the right white glove automation service coupled with your automation platform is so key. Because when you buy that program, you want to use it to the full degree and maximize your opportunity there. And oftentimes we're so busy, we've got a lot of irons in the fire. And if unless tech is your place you love to spend time, it's probably not a place where you're going to build out your system completely to the most effective way you could.
Right. Or you end up relying sometimes on questionable WordPress apps or,
Oh my.
questionable things. And then you wake up
Yeah.
to, your site hacked.
Or
And
the
there's
WordPress
another
one that
day and
gets
a half
me.
gone.
This is the WordPress one that gets me every time, is that the plugin crashed the site. Like,
Yep.
there was an update and you updated the plugin, you updated WordPress, and now they don't talk to each other and they've locked you out or something. I've had that happen. It can be,
Yes.
very frustrating.
Right, right. And the other, fascinating thing that I've seen over the course of time of being trying out different of the, funnel services and all-in-ones is that when I first started with them like 2 years ago, they were all offering a little bit of the live onboarding. Like you could at least get
Mhm.
like an hour or a half an hour, with an actual human being on a Zoom call.
Right.
And now they all charge for that. So
They do.
you can do an upgraded membership and pay another $30 a month or whatever on top of the
Mhm.
200 you're already paying in
Right.
order to have contact with an actual human being when you need tech support, which I
Right.
think is absolutely ridiculous. A lot of
Mhm.
the smaller vendors that I've worked with, like the guys at Live Pigeon,
Mhm.
um, y- I I used to call them and and the owner would answer the phone and
Oh,
walk me
wow.
through whatever it was I needed because
That's
he was
awesome.
actually in the office doing the work. Yeah,
Right? That's awesome.
yeah.
That kind of customer service is, getting to be less and less common, isn't it? It's great though when it happens.
It really is. But as
Mhm.
somebody who charges a lot for what I do and does not take a lot of clients as a result of that, and I'm happy and lucky to be able. Not lucky, I worked for that. Um,
Mhm.
but I know that there is some element of luck involved there too. Um, I am thrilled that I have that ability, right?
Mhm.
To do that, to give my clients that kind of service. And so when I can get
Mhm.
that kind of service from anybody else, I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
'Cause that's what
It
I
really
give.
makes a difference. Yeah, it really makes a difference because otherwise you find yourself just getting more frustrated the more tech, invested you become. And that can get overwhelming and pull you into a whole different mindset and vibe than you wanna be with your coaching business. So, I love the fact that what I do helps people keep themselves focused on the fun stuff in their business, creating content, working with clients, keeping their vibe high and away from the stuff that used to pull their hair out, right? And make them go
Mhm.
crazy. So, that's the fun part for me. Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to get into your specific thing in one moment actually, but I want to also just point out that one of the things that I also really appreciated about what you're doing is that back end is user friendly to most of the people who are out there doing funnel building and doing sales page building and things like that, because if they've worked in
Mhm.
um, ClickFunnels or any of these funnel generators, they've pretty much seen that back end.
Right, right.
Wh
Most
which is
companies will use
important,
it.
right? Because
Mhm.
sometimes you'll
Yeah.
talk to people and you're like, "Well, I'm on Kajabi," and they're like, "Yeah, I don't do that. I do this." Um,
Mhm.
or I'm on WordPress. Well, I don't do that. I only do Squarespace or, whatever it is.
Mhm.
People tend to be very specialized.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and I actually didn't realize until I spoke to you earlier today that kind of back end API is shared
It is.
amongst numerous services, which
Yes.
makes sense because that way, if you're talking to somebody and say they haven't heard of yours specifically, you
Mhm.
can be like, it's okay. It's this back end.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Rolls Royce of automation, and that's why everybody uses it. All the big names use the same backend platform and build off of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think that is just a perfect introduction into your product. So talk to us.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I've always loved everything tech. It's been part of me for as long as I can remember. And so I love helping entrepreneurs, busy online coaches, consultants, trainers, influencers automate their business so that they can get out of that overwhelmed phase and that stressed out phase of trying to make their business run while they sleep and automate things that they're doing every single day, otherwise manually, so that they can make sure they don't miss any opportunities to grow their business. Nothing is falling through the cracks. And I do that with my business called Click Automations. And we use a very powerful back-end system that's common to many others in the market that you know, like ClickFunnels, LeadFunnels, FG Funnels. They're all built off the same back-end platform. The difference is that Click Automations, my business, uses white glove onboarding, so that a lot of your onboarding and converting over from other software programs is done for you. And you don't have to worry about trying to figure this all out. And how are you going to get it up and running quickly, because you've got a deadline, you've got a launch coming, you've got a event happening, and you really need all this working for you behind the scenes like a well-oiled machine. That's what I do. I make sure you get it done and you get it done quickly. And then the other thing, if people have huge amounts of programs or services to migrate over from, say, another membership site, then I have a trained team of tech VAs who are highly trained on this platform, and they can help move everything over at a fraction of the cost at VA prices. I'll just say that. But because sometimes it doesn't require my level of expertise or fee, but a tech VA who's specially trained in this area is perfect for that kind of thing, to free you up without breaking the bank, but making sure everything gets moved over that you want. So that's for
Right.
much bigger projects that take a lot more time.
Right. Now we're really looking, my friends, at a back end here that includes your website, and not just
Mhm,
one website, but as many websites as you want.
mhm,
So if you have multiple domain names, if you do have multiple websites, even disparate websites, they can be housed there, right? And it's
mhm,
all good.
mhm.
You can
Yeah.
also have unlimited numbers of programs, so you can house your programs there. So you guys know I run most of my programs now through Kajabi, because that's an all-in-one, right? You also have email, right? That connection into Instagram and Facebook Messenger was awesome, as well as email, so that you can kind of do it
Mhm.
all of your messaging in one place. Emails,
Right.
also the ability to do text messaging and SMS marketing, which is awesome, again, from the same place. A scheduler from the same place. Sales funnels in the same place. Your lead magnets in the same
Right.
place. So basically, you're getting rid of your MailChimp and that. You're getting rid of your
Yes.
Acuity or your Calendly. You're getting rid of your Squarespace. You could potentially then be getting rid
Mhm,
of wherever you're hosting your programs, um,
mhm.
wherever that happens to be, and getting the white glove onboarding service, which most places make you pay several $100s for. Let's just say it.
Mhm.
Everyone knows it's worth thousands of dollars, but most places. And and remind me again, Tamra, of how much work has gone into that, and you're constantly updating. Yes, like you had the blog
Mhm.
integration up now.
Right, the blog integration is new, so if you're a blogger or you put your podcast episodes in a blog format on some kind of a WordPress site, for example, we can now integrate that and host that WordPress blog right inside your automation account. So everything talks to each other. The other thing we do is integrate with your Google Business listing, so you can
That's right.
actually send out requests to people and ask for Google reviews after they've worked for you. It is integrated with your Google ad account, your Facebook ad account. And like Linda said, you can do all your DMs. If you're a big Instagram DMer, Facebook Messenger person, where a lot of your conversations with leads are happening in those areas, you can do all that from inside this platform in one place. So it's super streamlined. And then also quizzes and surveys are part of it as well.
Okay. And I don't know. I mean, I know you want people to kind of talk to you to get walkthroughs of the platform. We're not going to talk a whole lot about pricing now, but I'm just going to let you know, my friends, that this is ridiculously well priced. So
Yes.
well
Yeah,
priced
and
for the
all the
service.
pricing is on my website, so if anybody is, curious and wants to know more, that's all on the homepage of
Oh,
the
so we
website.
are
You can
being
find that
public
there.
about the pricing right now.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So I'm
and
letting you
it
guys know that we're coming out, even if you pay monthly, even if
mhm,
you pay monthly, at less than half the cost of Kajabi monthly on a growth plan.
mhm, mhm.
Okay.
Yep,
We're
yep,
talking
and so much
under
more.
four figures a year if you pay annually. And
Mhm.
we are talking really just over four figures, not that much more, if
Right,
you're paying monthly. The amount of kind of package that you're getting in there along with the support, and it's Tamra's thing. Like,
yep.
this is what she does. And Tamra has given her clients great support for years, no matter what it was. I mean, when you were back doing sales, you were winning
Mhm,
the sales awards because, you could not only sell, but I'm sure deal with a team that also, helped and assisted. It's consistently
mhm,
being able to work with your clients and work with them in a way that makes them feel connected.
mhm.
And this is the case no matter what you're selling, somebody else's product, your product, live, online. It's
Right.
all about that connection and that know, like, and trust factor. Um,
Mhm.
and frankly, half the time we're buying these software programs. We don't even know. We don't even know where they're based. We don't
Right.
even know where they
Yes,
are, who these
yes.
people are. Every
And
once in a while,
if you submit a support ticket because you're stuck, you might wait a few days before you even hear back, and then oftentimes you find they answer the question in the wrong way. They didn't really understand what you were trying to figure out, and it just becomes this, cycle of messages back and forth that take forever. By the end of the week, you still haven't gotten your answer, right? The good news
hmm
is when you work with me at Click Automations is every week I hold office hours where you can drop into my Zoom, get your questions answered. We get you unstuck. This is at no cost to you. I'm here every single week. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I hold office hours so that if ever you find yourself in a jam or something's not working, rather than try to dig through or find an answer, just come into office hours at no cost. We get you unstuck and moving again.
wow.
So yeah, I think that's an important piece of it is just to have that continuous added value for people so that it's not intimidating. And because,
Right.
Linda, as you know, your business is amazing. You're probably always creating new offers, new services, adding different offers in place, combining things that are working well that your clients love. So we might set your automation up this week, but maybe a month, 2, 3, 4 from now, your business is in a different place. You've added some things, you've changed some things. We want to make sure that this platform is easy for you to modify, easy for you to update and make sure that it's moving with you and your business. And that's why I think office hours are so important because a question that didn't come up for you when we did your onboarding may come up 6 months from now. And I want to be here to help you do that.
Right. And it's also, you know, I have to say that I do have times when I'm getting ready to like set up a new program or a new course or a new subscription. And I get not analysis paralysis, but almost like overwhelm paralysis because I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
first of all, which place should I do it?
Mhm.
Should I set it up on Acuity? Should I set it up on Kajabi? Should I send
Mhm.
Owl? Like where should I put it? Um, if I want to do discount codes for it, then again, that's a whole nother thing. Like where, which site is that on, and how long did the
Mhm.
discount codes work, and all of that. And I'll sit there sometimes seriously for like a week
Mhm.
of I just can't. And then
Mhm.
I do it and it's fine. I just figure it out. But frankly, I don't always set the stuff up really
Mhm.
on the site or the place that I want to, and then I just don't bother changing it because it's such a pain in my ass,
Right. Right.
literally.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I just kind of sit with it, even though I'm not thrilled with it, because I'm like, I can't deal with that
Right.
right now.
Right.
I'm saving my
Well,
energy for my clients.
and exactly, and take that to the next level. If you feel like that, Linda, there's potentially more times where you've got a great idea for something you wanna offer, but you're like, "Ugh, the thought of putting it all online and automating it and setting it up to run is, like, overwhelming," and you think, "Oh, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna stick with what I have." When, you don't wanna let those brilliant ideas when they come to you pass by, because it might be exactly the next thing that your clients want or
Right.
need. So knowing that you can drop into office hours for free and say, "Hey, I wanna do this. How would I go about it? Help me get started. Give me some guidance." We get you on the fast track and you're off and running.
Yeah. I mean, that's really that is worth its weight in gold,
Mhm.
let alone any of the other things. But no, seriously, to just have one place that you can log into and have
Mhm.
access to basically every single thing in the back end of your business. And it connects with Zoom. So people are making appointments, you're setting
Mhm.
up webinars and classes and program stuff, and there are automatically Zoom links attached to that, which
Yes.
is,
Yes.
huge. And that's, this is when I nitpick about the things that I don't like about what I'm using, right? Is
Mhm.
not having the native Zoom integration. Just,
Mhm.
I'm
Right.
like,
How many
how do
times
you
have
not do
you
that?
or how many times have you or your clients, right before a meeting, you're going, "Where's the Zoom link? I can't find it." You're digging through your emails, "Where's the Zoom link?" And so, no, yeah,
Well, did
that's
you
never
have
a
that
problem for our clients
actually?
because it's in
Yeah.
every communication they get reminding them of the appointment. The Zoom link is right there. They
Right. I mean, that just happened with our pod meetings last week, right?
Yes.
I was like, I basically dug through to like a link because it's always in the same Zoom room. So I just found a link from like, I think April,
And it worked, but
and
yeah.
it worked and it was fine. But all of the, like, nobody, everyone was like, did you get the email with the link? And it's so funny how reliant we are on those things, or,
I
if the
know.
reminder doesn't pop up because you
So
had the wrong
true.
calendar open.
So true. I know. It is. It is funny how even for people who don't think they love automation, they're really tied to automation. They're really tied into tech. Even if they're not a tech lover, it's just part of our world. So why not make it easy on yourself? Get rid of all
Right.
these platforms and gazillions of logins and things that you're trying to do your business with and are adding up every month on your monthly bill.
And I love the idea of being able to track all the messages in one place.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I so rarely check my Instagram messages that it's ridiculous. And I know that I have the thing where I can check them all on my Facebook page with the messenger integration. And I don't
Mhm.
even bother doing that because I'm mostly on my personal messenger, right?
Yeah.
Not my business messenger.
Right.
So that doesn't even matter to me. And then
Mhm.
I've always thought, boy, if I could just have all this with my email and the text like in a thing, and then I just know where my messages are and then I can reply to them.
Mhm.
That would
Mhm.
just make my life
Mhm.
much easier.
Right,
And then I
absolutely.
was like, oh, look at
And
that.
I think that, along the same lines of what you're saying is, do you ever feel like because you've got a lot going on in your business, trying to keep tabs on so many details and keep everything on the back end running, that sometimes entrepreneurs can feel like things are falling through the cracks, that leads are, like, all over the place? Are they getting the follow-up done that they really want and promised that person, or did they forget? And when you have an all-in-one platform that's systemized and integrated together, you can make sure that none of that happens. Things aren't falling through the cracks because they're all right there on your dashboard. You can see what you've done, what you have to do this week, who you promised you would get back to, and what you're going to give them. And it's all right there when you log in. And the beauty of it is, for so many of us now, we have VAs. We can also have our VAs in the platform with us with limited access to only the things we want them to see, but the things that we're handing off to them and assigning to them, easy to manage for them and easy to manage for us, so that we can make
Hmm.
sure that they're focusing their time on the things that we really want them doing. So a powerful all-in-one platform will give that to you.
Well, that's awesome. So the best place for people to get in touch with you, Tamra, is
You can reach me at clickautomations.com, and you just go there and schedule a demo if you want to see the system. You can also find me on Instagram at Tamra Millikan, and I will always answer direct messages there. If you've got questions before a demo, if you want to ask a few things, you can certainly do that as well.
yeah. And guys, I really recommend doing the demo. Just kind of do the walkthrough, especially if you know what it is that you're looking for and what you're looking to kind of merge together. Um,
Mhm.
within your business. And again, it won't require, like, if you've already got your WordPress site and your WordPress blog, it's not going to require you to switch to a whole new platform and
Mhm.
upload and do all of that.
Right.
If you've already kind of moved your site and you're someplace else, it's going to be, I mean, frankly, these things are pretty easy to recreate,
Mhm.
especially when you've got, the tech support and the white glove service
Mhm.
going in.
Mhm.
Like I said, even my setup with Kajabi wasn't bad because they still did human beings, and I was able to get on Zoom with one of them. But now you can't unless you want to just pay more for that.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
so that option was not there.
Yeah.
So everybody, seriously get in touch with Tamra,
Yeah, I'd
set
love
up a
to chat with you.
walkthrough. Yeah, set up a call for you Pilates teachers who are, looking now at, Teachable and Kajabi and
Mhm.
ClickFunnels and Lead Pages and all of the 40 billion things out there.
Mhm.
I'm just letting you know because this is the one that's developed by somebody I know personally,
Mhm.
and and somebody who really does know what she's doing, is running her business on it, by the way,
Mhm.
and really, cares about the clients coming in and that everybody is having a good experience and that everybody is able to basically serve their clients with excellence because they don't have to worry as much about the back end, and
Mhm.
you're not spending, high five figures a year to do that.
Right, right.
So
And if
that is
you're a
awesome.
if you're somebody in Linda's world who has a Shopify account, you're selling maybe supplements or products or oils, whatever the case may be, the Shopify accounts can also be integrated in. So we keep track of all your sales as well, and make sure that
Oh, that's
once people
great.
come into your world and make a purchase, then you've got them in your system so that you can make sure to keep offering them more of your great products and services going forward. So it's
Yeah,
just one more thing
Shopify
you
is
forgot to
actually
mention.
here. Shopify is a
Mhm.
made in New York business.
Yeah, yes, it is.
It
I
is.
love
It's
New
a made in
York.
NYC. It is.
Oh my gosh.
I was over a meeting with the president of the Physical Mind Institute, Joan Breitbart, right before the holidays, and Joan, their shop is set up with Shopify, and they were like, "Yeah, we were just over meeting with the guy at Shopify," and that like reminded me. I was like, "That's right.
Wow.
That's an NYC business."
Yes,
So,
I love it. The
yeah,
Big Apple. Can't beat it.
seriously, there's no place that I would rather live in these United States than on this
Mhm.
particular little island.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You have it all.
pretty
That's
much.
for sure. Well, yes, the next time I get to New York, Linda, I'm looking you up. We're gonna have to go do lunch.
We are. There's a bunch of advanced women coming to New York this year to visit kids, to do other things, and do
Mhm.
different meetings. Hopefully, with the situation going on, that these
Right.
things continue and stay open. But I'm really excited to meet a bunch of the advanced women in person.
Oh my gosh,
in
that's the hoop.
2022. Yes.
Yes. Oh, for sure. That would
Yes.
be super fun. I think there's nothing like in-person meetings, so I really hope we can continue to have all those kinds of things happen this year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Pilates teachers listening to this are going to be kind of horrified, but I have to say that while I miss in person, like coffees and lunches and like fun things, I actually don't miss teaching in the Pilates studio.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Truth bomb. Truth
truth
bomb.
bomb, not
Yeah.
missing it. And in fact, I popped into Real on my way home from something a few weeks ago into Real Pilates, where I used to teach, which is
Okay.
right across City Hall Park from my apartment. It's like 12 minutes away. And I kind of looked at the equipment and I was like,
Wow.
changing the springs, bending. No,
Yeah.
no. My
Yeah.
clients are doing really well. They're doing fine. They're doing it at home.
Yeah. I can totally see the value in that. I think getting back to those basics and simplifying things where you can simplify, I think
Yeah,
so many of us now have a new appreciation for that. Like, not
exactly.
overcomplicating, but just making it work with as simple as a system as we can, and so I have taken Pilates classes with the springs and everything, and I know what you mean. I think I enjoy it more when it's not as complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I find simple is best. And I found,
Mhm.
the home equipment and the different things that really work to give clients some of the experience of having assistance and resistance that you get,
Mhm.
on the reformer or the Cadillac,
Mhm.
but in ways that they can do inexpensively and at home,
Mhm. Mhm.
which I
Yeah.
think everyone appreciates.
Right.
And then I send them to other teachers when they want to go in the studio. Like,
Mhm.
let's give other people some business. I don't have
Right.
to worry about
That
it, and we're good to go.
that's awesome. There's a silver lining, right, in everything, and
There
that's a
is,
perfect
and
example of one of those.
yes, and this is the silver lining for me of this whole experience has been the total pivot online, the online
Mhm.
success, and then just continuing the process,
Absolutely.
um, and
Yes.
letting other Pilates teachers know that you can do that.
Mhm.
Right? Like we can do that. We can actually serve clients and make money teaching from home.
Right. Right. And
And
I
then you can go out and do Pilates in a studio anytime you want.
absolutely, right.
Like I'm happy to go take Pilates when things
Mhm.
are a little, less
Well, and,
toxic out there. But
from a user standpoint, I mean, the thought of getting up and going and doing a workout class at 5:30 in the morning, which I did for years in cold Montana mornings,
uh,
winter. I mean, doing it in your home, getting up, having coffee, going into the other room and doing it from home just seems so much more appealing. I
right?
remember laying
And
in
I
bed
used
going,
to
"Okay, I
do
gotta
that.
go jump in the car, start it up, warm it up." Oh,
Right.
no.
And for me, not so much since I've been back in New York because again, the studio that my main home studio is a 12-minute walk from my apartment, right?
Oh,
So I would have to
nice.
gear myself up for like winter, or weather.
That
But that was
walk.
about it. It was kind of in and out. But when I had my studio like on the main line of Philadelphia, and it was the same thing with the car and the thing and getting,
Oh,
the kids to school and all of that, it was much more of an ordeal. And
mhm.
I even here, it's like to the demographic that could really afford me regularly wanted to do early morning because the rest of the day could
Mm.
fall apart. So I am not a morning
Mhm.
person, Tamara, and I was teaching 7 a.m. in the studio, so I was up at 5:15 because I'm not one of those teachers who's going to drag into the studio drinking coffee and waking up for the first client,
Mhm.
right? I'm going to get there
Mhm.
and be ready to roll. So I would go do that, and still I'm still amazed that I did it for 10 years because
Wow.
because now I don't do
Especially
anything
if
before 10 a.m. Nothing before
I
10
was
a.m.
just gonna say, especially if you're not a morning person, like, some people are just
Right?
hardwired for that early morning thing, and some people are not.
Yeah, not me.
I swear.
Not me.
Oh, I get it. I totally get it. We still have kids at home, so we are required to be early morning, but
Yes.
we'll see what happens when our kids go off to college, if that stays the same or if I go to a schedule more like yours.
Exactly, and it was a little bit of a slow shift, like, for a while, I would still
Mhm.
pop up at 5:30, and then, have to come back down, but now I don't have that problem anymore.
You're in a good groove. You just
I'm in
yeah, your
that
body
good
just
groove.
mhm. Well, I know you're a bit of
Exactly.
a night owl because I think you and I were messaging a couple times quite late at night, so that might explain. It doesn't that you start your day at 10 doesn't at all indicate that you're, you know,
No,
not a higher
because that
energy
lets
person. Your
me.
energy is just at
Right.
different hours of the day.
Exactly, and that allows me to, like, be awake at 6.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I get it.
Yes. All right, Tamra. It was so wonderful to talk to you.
You
And
too.
everybody head on over, click automations or Tamra Millikan,
Mhm,
.com. They will both take you to a place where you can book a consult and a walkthrough and take a look at this basically suite of products in one,
mhm. Yes,
and have Tamra herself kind of walk you through it and show you what that looks like. And I
ex
think that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining, Tamra. I'm so
thank
thrilled
you.
to have
Thank
you.
you. It was
Tamra
really
was originally scheduled a while ago when you were sick, remember? You weren't feeling well, then your house got sick, then I got sick. It was just,
uh-huh.
and now we're better, and here we are.
I know, I know. It's all behind us, right?
It is all behind
It
us
was
now, and I'm breaking up with shingles this year, right? That's my
oh,
promise. I
good,
am
good.
breaking up with shingles. I had it, twice last year, including over the holidays, and I'm getting my third Shingrix shot tomorrow.
Mm,
So
mm.
we'll see what that looks like because I don't know anyone who's had to have a third one, but I do.
I don't either, but
So I'm doing
3rd
that,
time's a charm, as they
and
say, Linda.
right, it'll be fine. All
Well,
right, everybody, have a fabulous rest of your Monday. I will talk to you guys soon. And thank you so much for joining us, Tamara. Have a great night.
thank
And you
you.
can stay on Restream once we're done
Okay,
for a
thank
minute.
you.
Bye.
Bye.